Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
The owner of an Anderson County restaurant is accused of not paying her employees, and now she's in jail.
I never honestly thought that she would get caught. I just kind of gave up and thought, I'd never see any money.
Firefighters spent hours overnight on the scene of a Lexington house fire. We'll hear from neighbors who quickly jumped into action.
Police in one Kentucky town say if it weren't for this week's snowstorm, a burglar may still be on the loose. Find out how officers were able to catch up with the thief. WKYT News at 4:30 starts now.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. We're tracking the investigation into a fire that destroyed a Lexington home, and now officials are trying to figure out what caused it.
The fire broke out about 10 last night on Balfour Drive in the Winburn neighborhood. Whitney Wetzel has reaction from a neighbor who lost power while crews were battling the flames. It's our top story at 4:30.
This fire took some time for crews to get under control. Once they did, firefighters spent hours making sure those flames didn't resurface.
And then I heard this noise, and I went to look out the back, and fire was coming out that side bedroom window. There's just gusting.
Johnny Williams lives next door to this Balfour Drive home that caught fire around 10 o'clock last night. She usually parks her car in her driveway, which is just a few feet away from the bedroom where investigators believe the fire started.
I pull up right there, and where the window where the flames was coming out of the car, it was bouncing around, and so I just jumped and moved the car, and so the fire department said, "Great move." So I just moved it out of the way because, it's gas. And my car was right here, so I didn't want to add no fuel to the fire.
Firefighters say part of the home's roof caved in and the back part of the house is destroyed. Williams' home was more fortunate.
I have some damage back on my siding. It's kind of buckled a little bit. And you can just kind of feel it, but it didn't melt.
The young couple who lives here is now left to pick up what's left of their home.
Y'all right? I took them gloves and sweaters and stuff, and scarves and stuff like that, but I know it's devastating.
Firefighters also told us they did not hear any smoke detectors going off when they first responded to this fire. In Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Firefighters say 3 dogs were inside the home when that fire broke out, but they were able to get out. Investigators still haven't determined a cause for that fire. Well, the Arctic chill is back in the bluegrass this afternoon, dropping temperatures back into the 20s and 30s.
But warmer air is expected to return for the weekend, but may come with a price. Let's check in with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, and he's got all kinds of things going on in this forecast, don't you?
Yeah, we've really got everything but the kitchen sink, I think, over the next 7 days coming our way. But as you mentioned, that Arctic front last night, guys, right on cue, bringing another big chill down to much of the area. Low 30s, as good as it gets this afternoon into central and northern Kentucky. But as you can see, southern Kentucky still with a low 40 here or there. So that chill not as far to the south as what we were talking about just a few days ago. 32 into Mount Sterling, Moorhead, and Frankfort. Throw the winds in there. We say hello wind chill yet again. Not that we've ever really gotten rid of the wind chill this week. Low 20s will turn into teens if you're going to be outdoors a little later this evening. Kentucky's most powerful live Doppler radar. We call it Live First Alert Defender. It says, hey, if you're worrying about precipitation this evening, forget about it. Nothing. That is out there. Weather headlines, another cold one tonight. Weekend is here. You mentioned the mild up. I'm going to throw some wind and I'm going to throw some rain your way. And then we go into Thanksgiving week with more cold that is on the way. Speaking of cold, speaking of wintry weather, guys, coming up in just over a half hour, it is the winter forecast. We will see if this very cold and snowy November means that's how the rest of winter will go. That's in a half hour.
I sort of want to know, and I sort of don't. Well, she was called the Grinch in her central Kentucky community after she was accused of skipping town and not paying her employees right before Christmas in 2011.
The Anderson County Sheriff's Office says that 68-year-old Lou Compton was arrested last month in Detroit after being on the run. She has been charged with theft by unlawful taking. As Sam Smith reports, today Compton answered to those charges in court.
Lou Compton was arrested on November 9th in Michigan. Today was the first day she was inside an Anderson County courtroom on these charges. Investigators with the Anderson County Sheriff's Office were able to find Compton. They tracked her to Wayne County, Michigan by using social media. She was arrested at a home there and brought back to Kentucky. She faces 14 counts of theft by deception. She owned Dairy Cheer. and is accused of not paying her employees and bouncing checks back in December of 2011. In court today, prosecutors said she owes more than $8,000 to those employees. Because of that, her bond was increased from $5,000 to $9,000 to cover the money she's accused of owing. I talked with a former employee about his reaction back when this all started.
Nobody had any idea that any of this was going to happen. You know, we showed up one day and was like, hey, the doors are locked, you know, but everybody's gone. Then next thing I know, they're saying that Lou just took off with all the money.
Compton's case was waived to a grand jury. They meet twice a month. There's no telling when her case will be heard. In Anderson County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Former employees are not the only ones hoping to get the money they are owed. Contractors are planning on going after Compton for unpaid bills. Police in Kentucky say if it were not for this week's snowstorm, a neighborhood burglar may still be on the loose this morning.
Bardstown police say they tracked down the suspected thief through the footprints he left behind in the snow. Danielle Lama has the story.
This is where it all started, at a shed on Kenton Drive. Bardstown police say that they noticed the suspect had left something behind.
He got up and he looked, and when he was out going work, he seen that his shed was open, so that's when he called the police.
It was early Tuesday morning when Tiffany Young says her dad noticed some equipment had been stolen. No suspect was in sight.
I just seen like the ones going towards the shed.
But his footprints were still there.
He walked quite a bit, but actually to the neighborhood it probably really wasn't too far, maybe a half a mile.
Police followed those footprints and it led them to a car on South Rogan Drive. Inside the car, they say a man was sleeping.
They got him out of the car, they noticed the shoes also that he had in his car matched the imprints in the snow.
27-year-old Michael Cotton was arrested. He faces charges of receiving stolen property and burglary. Police say they found what was taken from the shed on Kenton Drive, and that's not all.
Went in the garage and I said, yeah, everything's gone.
James Land says police contacted him after finding tools with his name on them. He didn't even know they were missing. Detective Chris Smith says Cotton admitted he's been selling the items himself. Smith says if it weren't for the snow, there probably wouldn't have been an arrest.
It was unusual the way they caught him, but I'm glad they caught him the way they did because he didn't leave no trace around here.
I believe there's more victims out there, and plus there's probably some people that have been buying stolen property from him, so we would like to know who's been buying stuff from him and help us out with it.
Bardstown police say that if you think you might be missing any items, you should give them a call. Reporting in Bardstown, Danielle Lama.
The Fayette County School Board has had a lot on their plate this year, not only with the search for an interim and permanent superintendent, which began today, but also redistricting, the state's second largest school system, and disagreements of board members following the state audit of the district's finances. Chairman of the school board, John Price, says the board was split, with 3 members supporting Superintendent Dr. Tom Shelton and 2 who did not.
The district works best when the board and the superintendent are a team. And, you know, as you and anybody in the public could tell, that we had a fractured team.
Sam is at the live desk with our investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on this story that she's working on for WKYT News at 6. Sam?
Thank you, Amber. Well, as she said there, the board has a lot on their plate here, a lot to deal with. Let's talk about some of the current issues at the top of the list. The first thing is they're going to choose an interim school superintendent, right?
Right, Sam. And the interview started today, actually. 1 interview was today, 2 more tomorrow. The goal is to get somebody in place before Shelton leaves, which is December 31st. So they've got to move quickly if they want to give the new one some time with Shelton before he leaves.
And then at the same time, they're searching for a permanent substitute for Shelton.
A permanent superintendent.
Right.
You know, and Price talks tonight about the importance of that search, even saying that he will extend the interim's contract if need be, if they don't have anyone in place, anyone they're happy with. They're hoping in the next 6 months, though, by June, say, to have a new superintendent in place. But again, if the fit's not right, they'll just continue with the interim. That's how important this is.
And are there some new developments with a big issue, and that's redistricting?
Yes, not surprising to Price, at least. This is taking a little longer than expected. They were supposed to have things turned over to the board by December. That's not going to happen, and we'll talk about when that will possibly happen tonight at 6.
All this happening with the holidays upon us and a snowstorm, so a lot to deal with.
Sure.
Look forward to your report at 6 o'clock. Amber?
Antibiotics may cure infections in livestock, but some experts say it may also be hurting people who eat that meat. We'll take a look coming up on WKYT News at 4:30.